Well, hey, good morning. Hey, we're back at it. Today we're starting our first three view drawing that isn't the H. And so we're going to start with number 19. Looks a little bit like that. You guys remember doing this from 3D. And this is a complicated one. So I thought, well, let's just jump right into it and start with something that's difficult. So I got my border, I got my nameplate. I'm going to throw a 1/2 inch Lucky L on here real quick. So I'm going to go over a half and up a half. And again, still using my homemade drafting tools that's made out of my paint stick and piece of plywood. I assume you guys are too. Um, but they actually work pretty well. I'm shocked at how good they work. Um, so there's my Lucky L. Let's see. Um, we're going to start out with that first box that's 1 inch wide. So I'm going to come over 1 inch and I'm going to go up an inch. I'm going to change rulers here real quick so I can see better. So I'm going to come over 1 inch. And that's going to go up 2.5 inches. So measure over one. I'm going to estimate 2.5 up. Then I'm going to measure that out. And let's see, that's 1, 2.5. So there's 2.5. We're done with the Lucky L up here. Don't need any more of that. So I'm going to go ahead and erase it. And I kind of try to erase as I go here a little bit. So it just makes life easier for me. I don't know why. Okay. So that first box is that box that you're seeing that's 1 inch up and 2.5, or 1 inch across and 2.5 up. On the 3D ones, we would now go diagonally from these two corners back 3/4. But because we're doing this 3D view, we're looking straight at the object, and you can't see that little side piece that's in here. So this one really is easy. This whole thing is 4 inches that way, and 4 inches this way for a total, right? So we're going to come over 4 inches, and I'm going to put a mark. I'm also going to put a mark at 2 inches. I'm going to come back 2 inches and just put a little dot there, and I'll show you why in just a second. So this is my 4 inches there, and then I'm going to go back to 2 inches, and I'm just going to do a light line in the middle, and that's going to be how far back these two pieces are going to come. So I'm going to go up 3/4. I'm going to come down 1/2, down a half, up 3/4. And now I already have my line at 2 inches drawn. Makes it pretty easy to hit it. Now that was a really light line, so I need to go back and darken it up just a skosh. Okay. Now this line does not exist anymore, so we're going to get rid of that. Okay. And again, I typically draw lighter the first time through. I'm going a little darker because I wanted the camera to pick it up. But that is what you're going to see if you look straight at number 19 from the front. Remember, there's no shading, there's no shadowing. And so that's what it looks like when you look straight at it from the front. I'm going to take just a second here, and I'm going to darken up just a couple of these lines for you. Might make it a little easier to see on camera. Maybe not. I might be just talking. And I think that should about do it. Okay, so that is the front view of our object. Okay, and then we're going to do that critical stay a 1/2 inch away for the side view. So I'm going to measure over a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put a mark. And then I know the whole thing is 1.5, so I'm going to come over 1.5. And while I'm at this is kind of weird, I'm going to measure back 3/4 and put a mark. I'm going to measure forward 3/4 and put a mark. So I have these three lines here, and you're going to see what those are for, or three dots in just a second here. But we know that our side view is going to be the same height as our front view. That doesn't change, right? Just because we rotated it to the side doesn't make it taller. And this is the top of the object. And then remember that little dot in the middle? That's what I'm going to use this for. Put a line there. And then notice how little measuring I have to do because I'm picking up some of this information from my front view. All right, so let's talk a little bit Let me do a little erasing here. We're going to get rid of the parts of the Lucky L. So we have a 1/2 inch space in there. So I need to erase that 1/2 inch of Lucky L in between them. This is the rest of the Lucky L that I don't want. We're going to get rid of that. So kids always look at this and go, I don't get it. Let me show you what you're looking at. So if I walk down here and look at the side of this, I would see the side of that box, right? And that goes back 3/4 of an inch, but I can't see it when I'm looking straight at it. But from the side or the end of view, I can see it. So I'm seeing that box there, okay? And then the end of this box right here is that box. The end of that block is this one, and this one is that one. So we now have our front and our side view. So we're going to go up here another 1/2 inch, because remember we're going to leave a 1/2 inch space between views. We know the whole thing is 1.5 thick, and we know that it's 3/4 of an inch is where the split comes, as I call it. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put a line here and a line here and a line here where I put those marks. Oh, I got a little carried away. I erased my Lucky L over there. Turns out I need it back, huh? So I'm going to come back. I got so excited that I erased it, and I probably should not have, okay? And we know this first part goes over 1 inch, right? So I don't even need to measure it because I can come to my front view and use that measurement for the box there, okay? I'm going to erase this line. And we know the whole thing goes to there. So I'm going to erase that. I can get rid of this line here. Don't need it. Okay. Now I'm ready to go back and do a little darkening. So I'm going to come in here, darken that line up, darken that line up, darken that line up. I'm going to come down here and darken this up again. So I'm just going to hit all the horizontal lines while I'm here to make sure they're all good and dark. Yeah. And then I'm going to hit the vertical lines again. Okay. All right. Oh, I got a little double line going here. I don't know how I did that. I better fix that real quick. Just erase. I'm just going to erase that corner, and then I'll come back and touch it up. Yeah, I don't want to see 2 lines there. It should be one good dark heavy line. All right, so now I have my top view, my front view, and my end view. Mind that they are a 1/2 inch apart, and they line up. And this is a big part. When I grade these, the first thing I do is go, does the front view and top view line up? Does the front view and the end view line up? Is the width of the end view the same as the width of the top view? Because they're always going to be the same. And so it's really easy for me to look at these when I grade them. And what I'm looking for is, does all that stuff line up? Does this line and that line line up? Does this line and this line line up? So it's pretty straightforward when you go to grade these. It's not too terribly horrible. I do need to throw some measurements on, so I am going to put, let's come out here. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch away. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch away. And I'm going to tell you that up here, this whole thing is 4 inches. Don't forget your arrowheads. Don't forget to color them in. Okay, so that's 4 inches. Let's see what else we got to. I'm going to come down here and tell you that from here to here is 1 inch. Okay. Those extension lines aren't quite as long as I would like. Let me zoom in a little bit on that so you can see it. There we go. That looks pretty good. We're good in there. Okay. I need to tell you that this is 2 inches deep, and I can do that down here. I can do it up here. Hey, let's just change things up. because we don't have to do it the way the book does it every time. It doesn't make it wrong, just makes it different. As long as the measurements are on correctly, you're good. So I'm going to come up here. I got some new mechanical pencils, and they have thinner lead. And you know how I am. I'm kind of pressed too hard on that stuff. I'm kind of a bull in a china shop. And so arrowhead, arrowhead. I'm going to make those extension lines just a little longer this way so that it's obvious that we're talking about something down here. Okay? Oh, let's see. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to tell you that from here to here, I'm going to do it just like they did in the book on this one. I kind of like doing it that way. When they come down, they go up. And then we're going to bring a little line over here. And I'm going to tell you that that is 1/2 of an inch. And then the arrows point inward, telling you the distance between them. Okay. And then down here, I could do the same thing here, but I think this one is big enough since it's 3/4 of an inch. I think I have enough space here to tell you that's 3/4. It's going to be a little tight, so the extension lines are going to be really short. 3/4 of an inch. And then little tiny arrowheads. Well, arrowheads are about the same size. Okay. What else do I need to tell you? I told you that's 2. I told you that. Oh, I need to tell you that that's 1.5 inches or that this is 1.5 inches. Either one would be perfectly acceptable. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here and add one over here that's out of the way. So I'm going to come here and go here and here. And then an extension line or a dimension line between them. 1.5 inches. Color in the arrowhead. Color in the arrowhead. All right. I know I got to be missing one, right? Hey, I'm missing that 3/4. I got to tell you that this is 3/4 or this is 3/4 somewhere. And I could do this in a whole bunch of different ways. I could do it up here. I could do it up here or down there. I could do it here. I think we'll stick with what the book did and we'll put it down there. How's that sound? Or, oh, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's come right here and right here. And we'll just tell you that that is 3/4. Oops, I went a little long. I'm going to give myself a little more space to work with. That this is 3/4 of an inch. Arrowhead. Arrowhead. Hey, that is number, what number is this? This is number 19. 3 view. I think we got it. Let's take a look here. Is this everything? Yeah, I think we got it all there. Everything's labeled. Everything's marked up. I think we're in pretty good shape. All right. Hey, I hope this helped. Take your time, produce high quality work. That'd be great. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.